Hey, it's the Bob and Annie Show. I'm Bob.
I'm Annie.
Yeah, it's us. We're here.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. We were off because of the writer's strike. No, it's still on, actually.
Yeah, the writer's strike is on. But no, the reason we were off was because it was Mother's Day last week.
Yes.
And one of my presents was I didn't have to edit a show.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that.
You gave her the time off for that.
Yes. And you also gave me this beautiful necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Looky look. Mm-hmm.
The villain.
I am a villain.
Yeah. The villain, the villain, the villain.
The villain of your heart.
Yes. Speaking of the villain, the industry can be a bad place to work.
That's true.
The writers have been on strike since May the 2nd.
That's a long time.
And it continues, and it's all about technology, right?
That's one of the things. Yeah, one of the
big things.
Yeah.
They obviously want to raise, and they deserve it.
Yeah, they want to raise. They want residuals from streaming services, so that's that technology bit. But one of the particular pieces that is really a sticking point is the use of AI in writing scripts. And I don't know, I think I have to agree because AI technology is pretty powerful and it's only in its infancy, so it's only going to get bigger and more powerful. Pretty soon they're not going to need writers or actors, and I think this is kind of going to be the fight for our lives as artists. Now, do you know anything?
It's just a computer. It's just, there's nobody there, right?
Well, it's a computer, but it's drawing on everything that exists on the internet.
Sure there's not someone in their basement?
One guy.
Funny. It's so funny.
So do you know about AI or?
Not really. I know I've heard a few different stories about AI, and some of it creeps me out.
Well, one of the tools is called ChatGPT, and believe it or not, my almost 88-year-old father is the one that has introduced me to this. He asked me, "Hey, have you tried this yet?" And I said, "No, I'm really not on the AI wagon." And he said, "Oh, it takes you moments to do what otherwise would take you days, weeks, months of research and writing that you can do in moments."
And you can have a conversation with this imaginary person.
Well, yeah, the imaginary person, which is the internet and the breadth of knowledge that exists out online, and you ask it questions. So I thought, let's see what it does. So I thought, let's try it, and I created an account and I asked it to write an episode of the Bob and Annie Show, and here it is. Bob hasn't seen this yet. So what I did, this one's for you.
Wow.
What I did, the input was, can you write a script for our show that discusses current news and events? And it's funny, because that's what we do, right?
I feel like Bob Hope. I need cue cards.
And it responded, certainly. Here's a script for a segment of the Bob and Annie Show that discusses current news and events in a funny manner.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. And so it gave it a title called News Nonsense. And it sets it in Bob and Annie's living room during the day, which is, I think, a pretty close approximation of what we're doing here. And it's Bob and Annie are seated on a cozy couch. Yeah, that would be nice, I wish, because I hate our couch. Anyhow, with a news desk set up in front of them. Okay, we don't have the budget for this.
Well, the script is written. You got to improv the rest.
They both hold papers. That's what we're doing, and wear exaggerated news anchor attire. I guess Van Halen is exaggerated news attire. Okay, so it says Bob adjusting his glasses. So you're up first. So maybe you should put your reading glasses on. Look at that.
Adjusting them.
Okay, let's see what ChatGPT has made for the Bob and Annie Show.
Welcome back to the Bob and Annie Show. It's time for our favorite segment, News Nonsense. We bring you the latest headlines with a humorous twist. Annie, what's making us laugh today?
Oh, Bob, we've got some hilarious stories for you. First up, did you hear about the town that broke a record for the world's longest game of tag?
Oh, no. I hope they took plenty of breaks, like bathroom breaks, snack breaks. Tag can be a very intense sport.
Absolutely, Bob. And speaking of unusual sports, there's a new trend where people are playing extreme knitting in unexpected places. They're knitting while skydiving, on roller coasters, you name it.
Extreme knitting. Can you imagine dropping a stitch while bungee jumping? That's one way to unravel a sweater.
Definitely, Bob. Now, on to some international news. It seems that a group of penguins has taken up yoga in Antarctica. They're striking some impressive poses on the ice.
Well, Annie, penguins are known for their flexibility, but I never thought I'd see them do downward dog. Because they're penguins. That's an improv. That's
Okay,
a nice
stick
improv.
to the script.
Okay.
Stick to the script.
Maybe they can teach us a thing or two about finding inner peace.
Absolutely, Bob. Now, in tech news, scientists have developed a robot that can solve a Rubik's Cube in seconds. It puts my brain to shame.
Annie, I've been trying to solve a Rubik's Cube since the 80s, and the robot comes along and makes me feel like a total blockhead. I guess it's time to let the machines take over.
Well, Bob, we'll leave the world domination to the robots and stick to bringing laughter and fun on the Bob and Annie show.
That night, that's right, Annie. Stay tuned for more nonsense news after the break. We'll be back with even more quirky stories to brighten your day. Fade out.
Wow.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I
mean,
don't know.
it got
That
some
funny.
it got some stuff right. You have been trying to solve a Rubik's Cube since
Yeah.
the 1980s. I haven't done it either. But I find it really fascinating that this script, so this is 2.5 pages of script, it spit this out literally in moments.
They just need to work on the joke part of it.
Yeah.
Because it really wasn't very funny.
But the thing is, it knew the name of our show, and I didn't put that in.
Do they think we're not funny?
Yeah.
These lines are not funny.
But it's just mind-blowing that it did exactly what I asked it to, which was to write it. I mean, I know we were being goons when we were reading it, but
Yeah, but
it is funny. I mean, if the news stories are true, like penguins doing
it could
yoga.
probably search some funny stories and
Yeah.
give you some good input on this. And
So I am adequately terrified that if AI is allowed to do this, that it's going to put us out of a job, or it's it's just going to be, there's no writers involved anymore. It's just going to be
Yeah.
spit out script, and then pretty soon they're going to get rid of actors as well, because now you can do deep fakes of absolutely everyone. Did you see the one with Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise.
It's unbelievable
Keanu Reeves
how
has
real,
one?
how realistic is. Or the picture of the Pope wearing a puffer jacket, right? That's all fake stuff, but it is unreal
How do you
how
know
realistic.
this is not an AI? Because I never wear glasses on camera.
Is this real?
But it's part of my adjustment.
Uh,
But I did see this one. You talk about AI. There is a 23-year-old girl who's on Snapchat, and she's made an AI version of herself where she charges $1 a minute to be your girlfriend. If you can imagine this. In her first week, she's made $70,000. And she'll talk about, all kind of, we should go on a trip, make plans, and, sharing our feelings. Why do I still have these on?
I don't know. Why do you still have them on?
I'm playing my role. But that doesn't make sense with AI stuff. And people are actually buying into this. So people will talk to people on
To fake
camera
people.
that aren't real.
So can we make a pact that the Bob and Annie show will always be 100% authentic, as goofy and flawed as we are?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's part of our charm.
And if it isn't, then I would go on strike. Oh boy.
Well, until next time, if we
Yes.
haven't joined the picket lines yet,
I will be a real version of myself. I will be Bob.
and I will always be authentically Annie.
We'll see you next time.
Bye. So I love the stage direction in this. Yeah, the laughing,
They tell you where
the
to be.
smiling, it tells you where
it's-
to, the gasping though. Do your gasp again. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is a good.
That's a good one.
It reminds me of a cartoon horse that I saw once. The one that was on with Ren and Stimpy. He would just keep showing up and go, Yeah, I don't know. But I like the real thing, and I like you.
I like you.